Hello, in my previous video, everybody can do AI, get started with data science. I mentioned the top 10 data science platforms, including Anaconda and many other choices. Today, I'm going to briefly introduce what is Anaconda, why it is my favorite tool for data science development, and how to install and use it. Let's start. The first question actually in your mind is probably, is that free? Yes, the Anaconda individual edition is free. Now it's renamed to Anaconda Distribution. From their pricing webpage, you can see for students, academics, and if you just want to create your own personal pet project for learning the data science as your hobbies, it's totally free. Besides the free individual edition, the company also has team edition and enterprise edition for business and commercial use cases as well. Install Anaconda is straightforward. Just Google install Anaconda and you will be navigated to the installation page. So depends on the specific operation system of your computer, choosing the right option for yourself. For example, for my MacBook, I just choosing the install on the Mac OS. So just following these step-by-step instructions, and Anaconda will be installed on your computer in a couple of days' time. One feature to mention is actually in the step 8, you can optionally install the PyCharm of favorite and popular Python IDE, together with the Anaconda is totally possible. After the installation, take a look at the Anaconda documentation, which contains lots of useful information. So one of the major motivations for me to using Anaconda is because it supports both R and Python data science programming languages. Also, it contains Conda, which is a package and environment management tool to simplify and streamline the management of hundreds of thousands of open source libraries and packages for you. So you might be curious why such kind of the environment and the package management tool is important. That is because in reality, we have many different versions of the operation systems and also many different versions of the Python 2, Python 3, and sub-versions and so on. So it will become a nightmare if you attempt to manually manage all this complexity by yourself. Fortunately, the Conda handles all this for us behind the scene. For example, for my MacBook, as you can see, more than 700 open source libraries have already been installed and managed together with the default Anaconda installation, so I can just use them straight away. Another useful feature is Anaconda has free community support. So if you got stuck with the installation of Anaconda or using it, just ask your questions. So there are also many questions have already been asked and answered by the community members. So this is another very useful feature to use. Another material worth mentioning is the Anaconda Distribution Starter Guide, which also contains some useful information. For example, besides the default open source libraries installed together with the Anaconda installer, you can also use Anaconda to install additional 1.5 key packages from the public repo, and also more than 20 key packages from community channels. That is massive. That actually can give you everything you need for your data science, machine learning, and deep learning projects. Another useful feature is Miniconda, which is like a slim version of the Anaconda. Anaconda requires 3 GB of the free hard drive space. So in case you have limited free space remaining, consider Miniconda as the alternative option. So it also provides a very flexible option to allow you to build in your customer environment, only install like the essential and necessary libraries for your specific project. This is also a very useful feature to consider. So after looking at the documentations, let's take a look at the Anaconda itself. So I just start the Anaconda. So in a seconds of time, the Anaconda is up and running. So this is Anaconda Navigator, which is the GUI, the user interface of Anaconda. So another benefit why I'm using Anaconda because it's already integrated the most popular the Python IDEs in the single platform. For example, the Spider, that is the most lightweighted IDE for Python. Jupyter Notebook, that is the most popular tools for the data science, to do the data explorations, exploratory data analysis, and the faster experiments for the data models, buildings, and machine learning, faster prototyping, and so on. Jupyter Lab, that is the next generation of the notebook, which is even more powerful than Jupyter Notebook. Also, you can use in the VS Code, another favorite and popular Python IDE and code editor. RStudio, that is my favorite tool, when I'm doing the data science project in R language. So as you can see, due to the fact that the Anaconda is free, it supports both R and Python, and it auto manages hundreds of thousands of open source packages, libraries, and environment for you, and it's already integrated the most popular R Python IDEs in one-stop shopping style for me. So that is why it became my personal choice and my favorite tool for doing my data science projects. So in my next video, I'm going to introduce how to create the virtual environment using the Anaconda. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to receive the latest updates on coming AI tutorials and the free data science, AI, and machine learning resources. I will keep updating there. Thank you and talking later.